Hey, I'm Randy, and I'm the Cheap Audio Man. Here at the Cheap Audio Man, we don't feel like audio equipment should cost as much as putting a covered porch on the back of your house with a grill installed, maybe even a sink, like an outdoor kitchen that's covered. You and your family can go out there. It's like increasing the living space of your home. Everybody can enjoy it. We don't feel like amps, speakers, DACs, turntables, we don't feel like they should cost more than that, and these don't. Emotiva T0. A little pair of towers, $399. Okay? I put my coffee mug over there again. Oh, first of all, let's talk about our sponsor. Edwards High Quality Cable Management Systems. They're $30 a piece, okay? But they're worth it because you can do cable management with them, and then you don't have your cable everywhere. Because cable management, it's worth it to pay $30 for one of Edwards' cable management pieces of equipment. So grab a cup of coffee, sit down, and let's talk about the Emotiva Airmotive T0s. If you're new here, please subscribe. We got a whole bunch of videos, speakers, amps, DACs, between two speakers. Not hugely popular with some people, but they're kind of fun. So the T0s, Emotiva, $399 a pair. Okay, they have a 25 by 32 millimeter folded ribbon tweeter, which I'm a big fan of. 5 1/4 inch, two 5 1/4 inch aramid fiber woofers. Okay, now those woofers have the same crossover point. However, they're mechanically optimized to handle different frequencies. Okay, so it's kind of like a maybe 2.5 way speaker, 2 1/4 way speaker. They're rear ported, 87 dB sensitivity, 4 ohm. Okay, I didn't really have a problem driving them with the topping MX3. The SVS sound base, that thing's a monster though. It's very powerful. Onkyo NRTX 686, I think, and then the Emotiva TA100. No problem driving them on any of those. So if you want to support the channel, if you're a fan of what we're doing over here, which is kind of cool if you are, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/cheapaudioman. A couple different tiers. We have patron-only content, and then we have patron-only Zooms on Sunday nights. We all get together, chit-chat, get to know each other, talk about stuff. Not always audio. Usually it's audio. And then Amazon HD for free. All right, so there's a link in the description. Click on the link, scroll down to the bottom, click Try HD. You get 3 months for free. I get a couple of dollars. I have my test track playlist in there, so don't take my word for it. You listen to it on your own system and see if you're hearing what I'm hearing. Okay? And then affiliate links. So any of the links in the description, if you click on them and buy something through there, I get a commission off of that. It doesn't cost you any more. Okay? So let's talk about Soundstage and imaging. Soundstage and imaging. This has nothing to do with that. This is their grill. It's magnetic. And it goes on just like that. Sorry, Emotiva. Soundstage imaging. Excellent. 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 Without even much toe-in. Or even really any toe-in at all. These laterally soundstage. Maybe the best I've ever heard. Like just having them face right out against the wall. And you can see that just by the design of the ribbon tweeter up here. Goes out. It does go up and down a bit. I found the lateral soundstage and imaging to be better than the vertical. I didn't hear a whole bunch of vertical, but let's get into some examples, because otherwise it's just my silly opinion. Okay? Seamless Travel, Chocolate Chip Trip by Tool. That song goes right to left, left to right. No break, okay? Soundstage went well outside the speakers. Oh, here's a cool one. I didn't do this one before. Sinnerman. So in that song, the piano is slightly to the left, but when Nina Simone sings, she's dead center. So the lateral differentiation between singer, performers, musicians, whatever, very well laid out. Very definitive, very different. Easy to see it. Okay, Killing Strangers, all the way around. Now, I do most of my soundstage and imaging testing in my room, which you saw I was up there. It's a more consistent room, more symmetrical room, and I believe that more symmetrical rooms lend themselves better to soundstage and imaging, just because you have kind of the reflections are equal on all sides. Okay, Wherever I May Roam. At the beginning, way right. Way right. Coming out of the right wall. Actually, this one came out of the right wall almost like kind of felt like it was behind me. Okay? Very, very good. Also, I didn't really do these in the near field. I mean, I tried it out. But I put these where I thought most people are going to put them. Okay? Sure, you can pull them all the way out in the room, and it's going to get better. More immersive, but it's already immersive the way it is. I only had these about 10 inches from the wall. Slightly towed in. Ever so slightly towed in. Okay? We covered that. We covered that. We covered that. Yeah. Exceptional. Exceptional soundstage and imaging. Good job, Emotiva T0s. Let's talk about bass. Bass on these, incredible. Incredible. Now, I'm going to say bass presence is incredible. The bass roll off, like how smoothly they roll off to the really low frequencies, I've heard better. But probably if someone's looking at these, they're going to be getting a subwoofer anyway. And I'm not saying the bass roll off wasn't good. I'm saying I've just heard better in different speakers. Okay, I'm trying to think of which one. I was really blown away by one recently. I can't remember. Sorry. It was a bookshelf. Okay. Anyway, I felt like there was a bump around 80 hertz. Good. Okay. Rear ported. Okay. So you're going to get some more room gain. Okay. But out of the box, excellent. Africa by Weezer. Dun, 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 dun. Something, something, something. Don't know the words. You know, I listen to music all the time, and like 30 years I've been listening to specific songs, and I still don't know the words. Okay? Anyway, Africa was good. Highway to Hell, little thicker. And that's how I can tell there's a little bit of bump in the songs, because Highway to Hell, na-na-na, and then it goes. Okay, the bass drum should be real tight and not really deep at all. Almost. There's a bit of thickness on it, and that's how I know that there's a bit of a bump. And it's not unpleasant at all, so I liked it. Where they bumped it, I like it. Whole lot of love. I haven't talked about this one, Led Zeppelin. And then comes in like that. Ooh, the electric bass was yummy. Thick, yummy. Very good. Very good. Bass. Good job, Emotiva T0s. Let's talk about mid-range. Okay, I'm doing a whole bunch of songs today. All right? Again, Wherever I May Roam. That and it's just held for a little bit. Real good. Real good, real visceral. You could feel it. Okay. Sad but true. Awesome guitar. Male vocals. Where Did You Sleep Last Night? Nirvana off the MTV Unplugged. Was pleasing, but it felt like it was a bit lean. Okay? Sorry, my phone was ringing. Putting it down. It was a notification from my bank because somebody stole my debit card virtually a week ago. And they're still trying to use it. But it's being declined because I froze it. That's why, PSA here, if you have a bank app, turn on text notifications for all of your debit card transactions. That way, when someone starts to charge over $100 at like 5 different Walmarts simultaneously across your city, you'll know that it's not you because you're sitting at your desk. You can freeze your card. Okay, so male vocals have the tendency to maybe be a bit lean. However, guess what? Enter the SVS sound base, okay? With different electronics, that fullness comes back, all right? This is a very detailed speaker. We'll get into that in the final thoughts. But with a more full amp on the bottom end and in the mids, a lot of that leanness completely went away. That's why it's important to match up your components. And guess what? Nobody knows how to do that because they don't put, hey, this is a thick, and this works well with other. You got to guess, because that's what this hobby's all about. Spending more money and guessing what's going to sound good together. Okay, but I digress. Female vocals, Alanis Morissette, King of Pain, MTV Unplugged, superb. Great detail, great vibrato. There's a little black spot on the sun today. It's the same old. Actually, I know the words on that song. Very good, very good. So, if I had to draw a graph about this, if I was running the topping MX3, there'd be a slight dip on the lower mids, and then it would come back to flat on the upper mids, okay? When I put the SVS sound bass on there, I felt like that dip on the lower mids comes up a little bit closer to flat, okay? Let's talk about treble. I felt like I said treble. Let's talk about treble. Treble. I don't know if you heard that, but that's my stomach. I'm hungry. There Will Be Time, Mumford & Sons. Lots of air. Lots of air. Yeah. They're moving all sorts of maybe music stands around. Yeah, I like it. Cymbal Decay on Africa, again by Weezer, was just like it went on forever. All right. Higher Love, the rim hits. Not the best I've heard, but not bad at all. And unless I was A-Bing like two very similar speakers, I would have been like, yeah, this is awesome. All right. So I've heard better, but you know what? We're good. Sinnerman. Great. Okay. Here's another caveat. Sinnerman, through the SVS sound bass, the hi-hat, the 16th notes at the beginning, weren't as realistic on the SVS sound bass. But when you go over the topping MX3, guess what? Now they're realistic again. Again, another reason why amp and speaker pairings are important. Okay? Good. Real hungry. What are my final thoughts? Final thoughts. Great instrument separation. I brought Mrs. Cheap Audio Man upstairs when I was doing some testing on these. And when I say testing, I mean enjoying music. It's the coolest job ever. Okay? I like to get her thoughts because she's not an audiophile. She doesn't know how to say all the vernacular, audiophile vernacular. Okay. Here's her take. So I was listening to a song, the first track off of the Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack, which I'm not really into that type of music, but I like that record, except for the Post Malone. I don't like him. He's got a lot of tattoos on his face and looks like he's homeless. He bugs me. I think it's probably because the kids like his music so much, but he bugs me. Anyway, even his song's pretty good. Okay. So the first track on that song, the soundstage was like, it comes in, it's kind of like a Hunger Games, like a horn, kind of like public, like right before they let the teenagers go and then they're hunted by other teenagers. Sounded like that. But it was super wide, right? And then the bass, I mean, just punch. And it was 2 speakers. Again, she was like, how many speakers do you have going? I said 2. And I said, what do you think? What do you hear? And she's like, I hear everything. Like all the details. All the details. Then, it's called What's Up, Danger. Yeah. What's Up, Danger? All right, Give Me One Reason by Tracy Chapman. And if you watched my video about the Air Motive B1 Plus, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but there's a Tracy Chapman analogy in there. Okay. All right, so my wife said the initial guitar was like it was in the room. She said she could feel the pluck of the guitar. All right? Again, great imaging, great sound staging right in front of you. All right? We already talked about amp pairings. No need for a center. I didn't feel any need for a center. You can get one. Emotiva has a great center channel. The way this thing imaged. Now, I will say that the sweet spot on this, when they were faced, and you would think when they're faced directly out in the room, the sweet spot would actually be wider. I felt like it was pretty, there was a sweet spot, and it wasn't super wide. So if I moved my head to the left, moved my head to the right, I started to lose some of that center imaging. However, if you're just by yourself, I don't really think you need a center channel on these. They're that good. Okay? Here's the deal. At $400 for the pair, this could be one of the best values in audio right now. I rave, and I have raved about every Emotiva product that I've reviewed. And I don't back down from my opinions. If you are into clarity and detail while still maintaining great mid-range and a pop on the bottom that's ever so pleasing, these are brilliant. They're pretty small. They don't take up a lot of room. They're not very wide. Okay? And before this speaker, I was kind of like, towers. Okay? If you're looking at a $500 bookshelf and you have the room and you like the aesthetics of this, that could be one area where you might not like this speaker, is the aesthetics. I think it's cool. They got the shaved off sides, the fake leather wrap. Love it, personally. It might not be for everybody, though. The point is, if you have the room, if this is going into a main listening room or really anywhere, and you have the room, and you can get some distance between you, because obviously these are, you can use them in the near field at your desk. I would look at the B1 Plus, that's $230. Point is, $400. Most of the really good bookshelves that I've reviewed that I think are great are more expensive. All right, you get free shipping in, I think, US and Canada. Now, if you don't like them, you have to pay for shipping back, which could cut into your refund a bit with these. I don't know. If you're looking at this as a somewhat U-shaped speaker, as in there's a bit of bump on the bottom and a bit of bump on the top. I really don't think there's a bit of bump on the top, though. There may be a bump, I don't know, around 2,000 hertz-ish upper female voices, but I find that pleasant. Not fatiguing. I didn't find these fatiguing. Now, if you point them directly at you, I think maybe they could get fatiguing. But the lateral off axis, I think, is great on these. Okay? Couldn't recommend these higher. All right? I actually, okay, so they have the T1s and the T2s. I want to listen to them now. And I know they're kind of outside. They're like $100 more than what I kind of laid the ceiling for the cheap Audio Man. Okay? I just want to listen to them. Because if they're anything like this, like the B1 Plus, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Now the T0s, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I want to hear the T1s. All right? I talked about all the stuff. If you're new here, please subscribe. If you like the video, like the video. Amazon HD music for free in the description. All this stuff's going to be in the description. If you buy anything from it, I get a little bit of a commission. All right. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all watching. Come back for some more videos. Watch some of the old videos. They're a lot of fun. And with that, I'm Randy. I'm the Cheap Audio Man.